म्हणून आज सुद्धा मी पूर्ण लॉकडाऊनचा इशारा देतो आहे. लॉकडाऊन जाहीर करत नाहीये, पण 1-2 दिवसामध्ये जर का दृश्य स्वरूपामध्ये ह्या गोष्टी आढळल्या नाहीत आणि दुसरा उपाय जर मी आता पुढच्या 1-2 दिवसांत ज्यांच्याबरोबर बैठका घेतोय त्यांच्याकडनं आला नाही तर मग मात्र आहे ती परिस्थिती अशीच्या अशी स्वीकारा, जे मला नाही जमणार.
Few would have predicted before the 2019 assembly elections that Uddhav Thackeray would break the old ally BJP and become Chief Minister of Maharashtra as the leader of an unlikely coalition with the NCP and the Congress party. Thackeray's tenure as Chief Minister and ended 2.5 years later when Eknath Shinde, a senior Shiv Sena leader, rebelled against him and a majority of Sena MLAs joined the rebel camp. Thackeray's tenure as Chief Minister ended 2.5 years later when Eknath Shinde, a senior Shiv Sena leader, rebelled against him and a majority of Sena MLAs joined the rebel camp. Described as being more mellow than the cadre of the part his father, Bala Sahib, Uddhav was known for his photography skills in his younger days, which led him to start an advertising business, providing that he inherited his father's artistic abilities. In his youth, Bala Sahib was a well-known cartoonist. Raj Thackeray, Uddhav's cousin, was expected to be the political hire, but he too left to form a new political party. And while Uddhav's first steps into politics are described as reluctant, he saw Shiv Sena's go through ups and downs since he first took over as acting president and party chief following the death of his father Bal Thackeray in 2012. Uddhav, Bal Thackeray's youngest son, also known as Digga, began assisting his father in party affairs in early 1990s. He was elevated to the position of executive party president in 2001 over his younger cousin Raj Thackeray, who was thought to be more charismatic. This elevation caused schism within the party. Narayan Rane, a senior leader and former chief minister, resigned in 2005, followed by Raj. Despite this, the Shiv Sena was able to win important Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation and Thane Municipal Corporation elections in 2002, 2007, 2012 and 2017. When Bal Thackeray died in 2012, many party critics predicted that the Sena would be doomed. But Uddhav Thackeray managed to keep the party together while also leading its transformation from a party of street fighters to a mature political outfit. He was a wildlife photographer who dabbled in aerial photography. His photographs of Maharashtra forts adorn the walls of New Maharashtra Sadan in Delhi. He started an agency called Chaurang. Thackeray specializes in aerial and wildlife photography. He has 2 photo books to his credit. First is Maharashtra Desh, which was launched in 2010 on the forts of the state, and Pahava Vitthal on the Pandharpur Wari, a pilgrimage to the temple town of Pandharpur. Maharashtra Desh is full of breathtaking aerial shots, providing a glimpse into the cultural fabric, physical beauty and historical perspective of this wondrous state. He had also organized an exhibition of his photographs, and rupees 10 lakh collected from their sale was donated for farmers' causes. He had also organized an exhibition of his photographs, and the amount collected, which was rupees 10 lakh from their sale, was donated for farmer causes. Like former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, who started out in politics by helping his mother Indira Gandhi, Thackeray began assisting his father at a time when the firebrand Sena patriarch was aging and the party's sapphire was expanding. He focused on strengthening the organization and encouraged cadres to take up issues of farmers in the suicide-prone districts of rural Maharashtra. Thackeray sought to make the Sena known for street politics and aggressive stand on issues of public interest, more acceptable to people outside its core voter base. When the Shiv Sena and the BJP split to run separate campaigns in 2014, Thackeray led his party's campaign to become the state assembly's second largest party after the BJP. However, the Shiv Sena later joined force with the BJP as the latter formed the government. In 2019, the Shiv Sena joined forces with the Congress and the NCP led by Sharad Pawar after the two parties split over the position of Chief Minister. Though Thackeray never took any constitutional post in his political career initially, however, after a brief political crisis on 28 November 2019, he took the oath as 19th Chief Minister of Maharashtra after being elected as the president of Tripartite Alliance, the newly formed post-poll coalition Maha Vikas Aghadi. Thackeray faced the biggest test of his life as the leader of an ideological divergent alliance that took charge at a time of momentous political changes in the state. Thackeray was also the first member of his family to hold public office. His leadership during the worst of the coronavirus pandemic was lauded. An exception was when the CM visited the disaster control room at Mantralaya in 2021 during the floods in the Konkan region. In an interview with Lok Satta in February, Thackeray had expressed his intention of working out of Mantralaya more often. He said, "The elephant is gone, only the tail is left," referring to how he had almost recovered after his surgery. In a statement to mark the completion of his 2 years in office, the Chief Minister, who is recuperating after a spine surgery, thanked the people for supporting his government in all its endeavors and said it was a true people's government. Thackeray, who said that despite the better part of the tenure of the three-party coalition, it had been spent on managing the COVID-19 pandemic, it had nonetheless successfully transformed this crisis into an opportunity. However, some Shiv Sena leaders complained that he was unavailable as party president and chief minister. Several Sena leaders were also uneasy about the party's alliance with arch rivals Congress and the NCP, which proved to be the alliance's undoing. Thackeray also recently stated that he had no desire to become chief minister. When Thackeray left his official residence, Varsha, along with his family members, Shiv Sena workers and supporters gathered outside Matoshri, the residence of the Thackeray family, to express their support. Also, slogans of Uddhav tum aage badho, hum tumhare saath hai were also raised by his supporters. Facing a revolt within his own party ranks, Uddhav Thackeray resigned on Wednesday as the Maharashtra Chief Minister, bringing to an end to tumultuous 2.5-year tenure. The development comes amid a rebellion by Sena leader Eknath Shinde and a section of MLAs which has put a question mark on the stability of the MVA government in Maharashtra. Despite being a party of committed cadres with unflinching loyalty to the leadership of the day, the Shiv Sena has been vulnerable to rebellions in its ranks, and it has seen revolts by prominent figures on 4 occasions, 3 of them under the watch of its charismatic founder Balasaheb Thackeray, with Eknath Shinde becoming the latest leader to join the list. Stung by its biggest rebellion since its inception, Shiv Sena in its national executive meeting chaired by Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray adopted 6 resolutions regarding the internal working of the party. Now, with the chain of events unfolding in Maharashtra, it will be interesting to see whether Uddhav will manage to revive his party's confidence and fortune in the future. In a recent Facebook Live, the leader had said, "Whatever I do, whether I desire it or not, I do it with determination." In a recent Facebook Live, the leader had said, "Whatever I do, whether I desire it or not, I do it with determination." Now, as Thackeray stepped down as state CM and also as member of Legislative Council, a slew of challenges await Thackeray, who will be one of the most closely watched politicians in the country in these media-driven times.